Good afternoon. The conference topic is COVID-19 and insecurity, a moderating effect of growth of micro enterprises in Southeast Nigeria. And this study is initiated or written by Dr. Morak Oposenju and Onuk Nelson. Now, the variables for the studies, we have the latent variables as well as the indicators. COVID-19 is an independent variable, and COVID-19 is measured with what we call rate of infection, increase in the number of deaths, increase in the number of tests, as well as high rate of reported cases. While insecurity is also measured with bombing, kidnapping, burning of police stations, as well as burning of churches. Insecurity is the dependent variable, while growth of the SME stands as a moderator between COVID-19 and insecurity. Also, growth of SMEs or growth of micro enterprises measured as sales, increase in employees, increase in customers, and increase in assets. Problems and gap of the study. Over the years, Nigerian government have initiated policies and programs to minimize insecurity situation in Nigeria, such as bombing, suicide bomb attacks, shootings of armed innocents and burning of stations, kidnappings, as well as burning of schoolgirls and churches. The government of Nigeria also initiated policies recently to minimize issues of COVID-19 spread, which may result to high infections, high number of deaths, as well as high number of reported cases. Having done this, this process was meant to reduce the rate to increase the growth of SMEs. But growth of SMEs are not growing despite all this effort done by the government. Yet the result effect is that micro enterprise in Nigeria, especially southeast of Nigeria, is not growing according to Pusinju and Morak 2020. From empirical studies, none of the study review use insecurity and growth of micro enterprises in southeast of Nigeria. Also, none of the study use moderating effect to analyze the variables. Scope of the study. The scope of this study is restricted to the moderating effect of growth between COVID-19 and insecurity among micro enterprises in southeast of Nigeria. The study measured COVID-19 with number of infections, number of tests carried out, number of reported cases, and number of dead. And insecurity is measured with bombing, suicide bomb attack, sporadic shouting of unarmed and innocent citizens, burning of police stations and churches, kidnapping of schoolgirls and women, while growth is measured with expansion, survival, number of employees, as well as capital employed. The hypothesis of this study is formulated using a null form. 1. COVID-19 does not significantly affect insecurity among micro-enterprise in southeast of Nigeria. 2. Growth does not necessarily affect insecurity among micro-enterprise in southeast. 3. Growth does not significantly moderate the relationship between COVID-19 and insecurity among SMEs in Nigeria. The literature is structured in three different perspectives: the conceptual literature, the empirical literature, as well as the theoretical literature. Now, the empirical literature is structured in the conceptual literature. It has three concepts in this study: the concept of growth, the concept of insecurity, and the concept of COVID-19. Empirical studies were reviewed. Two empirical studies were consulted: Ayel-Bumi 2021 and Noah et al. 2021 as well. Theoretical aspect: the study anchored on what we call social ecological theory. Social ecological theory believes that micro enterprise can alter their way, the way things are doing, but being, and during and after, and will survive and prosper. They believe that SMEs can alter their ways during and after, and the way things are being done, they can do that in order to excel in the situation. Now, we also look at the methodology. The study used survey research design, employing the use of questionnaire to collect data. The population is the micro enterprise in southeast of Nigeria, according to the Business Dictionary, which is in 2019, where we have 6,997 micro enterprises that cut across the 5 southern states in Nigeria. The study used Tarayamani formula to derive the sample size to 379 and employed and shared the questionnaire into the 5 eastern states. With the questionnaire according to the formula shared, which is pro rata, each state received 75 copies of questionnaire, except Aba that received additional 3 copies due to the fact that there are so much enterprises in that region. Also, the questionnaire is designed in a 5-point scale, and that is agreed, strongly agreed, and others. And the questionnaire was ministered and returned by a research assistant after 1 week. Now, the study tested for reliability of instrument for this research using number alpha, and partial least square structural equation model was used for this study. Now, the data analysis of first we look at vector loading. Vector loading was conducted because we used structural equation modeling. Basically, based on the outcome of these, you can see that all the levels of internal consistency were reliable because the resultant effects were more than 70%. And this prove a way that we can actually go up ahead to undergo the study. The CR as well as the average was also as unique in this study. Now, we also look at formal local tests of discriminant validity, and we also believe that the table 2 that they were validated and was unique because according to the rules regarding it. Now, in terms of hypothesis was tested, and we formulated hypothesis in chapter 1 and in the introduction, and we believe that the decision rule is that if there is no significant effects, H1 state that COVID-19 has no significant effect on insecurity among micro enterprises in southeast of Nigeria. It's supported since the t-value is greater than 1.6, 1.934, and p-value is significant. It is supported in other way around. Now, hypothesis 2 is not supported. It is only hypothesis 3 that is supported. Hypothesis 1 is not supported. And we also realize that the R squared is 99%, which implies that 99% of the independent variable can be able to express the dependent variable. Now, also we look at this effect size and predictive relevancy, and we tested assess the effect of endogenous and endogenous variable using the F test, and we realized that the first effect is that the COVID-19 and insecurity relationship was small. The effect was too small. The COVID-19 and insecurity effect is too small because the value is not above 35% or is not above 35%. But growth of small and medium-scale enterprises in an insecurity was large. As well as we also look at COVID-19 and insecurity and growth was small as presented in the table. Having done this is the output of the result of the smart PLS. The smart PLS trying to talk about the variables, the measurement models, and as well as the moderating factor, and says that indicated the t-test as well as the r-squared. The r-squared is 0.99, telling that the independent variable as a moderator also will be able to explain insecurity in the country by 99%, meaning that we are able to take a little error in our step. Now, the study demonstrated that growth does not significantly moderate the relationship between COVID-19 and insecurity. That growth does not significantly moderate the relationship between insecurity and among micro-enterprise in Southeast of Nigeria. This implies that the activities of micro-enterprise that lead to growth is impossible due to COVID-19 and insecurity. The implication is that this insecurity and COVID-19 affect the growth of SMEs in Nigeria. Now, this affects the growth of SME in the southeast of Nigeria, in the southeast of Nigeria. The findings of this study is inconsistent with the findings of Oyomiri, who indicate that there is a strong positive and significant effect of the variable, and we didn't find that. And there was no findings in the empirical study that agree with the findings of this study. The study also is in line with social ecological theory. Now, the recommendation. We recommended that the government of Nigeria should re-emphasize on insecurity and COVID-19 and provide adequate solutions and ways of minimizing this problem to grow the micro-enterprise in southeastern Nigeria. Thank you. I want to end. Dismiss. That is end.